Anthony, you can feel the energy off this crowd tonight. Just how big was that battle that you've come through?
Yeah, it was a huge battle. They tested us in every way with their technical ability, and they started to lump it in the box at the end, but I thought anything that came our way we dealt with, and then we had the quality up front and on the wings to win the game.
Anthony, anything that came your way, VAR, 3 checks, but eventually it was given?
Yeah, I don't know how many checks, but I seen like 2 or 3 go up, so I was just hoping one of them went right. Well, yeah, it feels amazing to score and win the game.
But that battle, we call it the battle, the fight, the challenge, whatever it was, so unlucky to lose to Arsenal last season here, to score in front of the Gallagate, but to beat them tonight. What does that say about this group of players that are here right now?
I think it shows our togetherness. We're a real team, we show that in every game. We've had some really difficult games so far this year, and we've had some really good results, so it shows how together we are, and you know, we're really strong this year.
Jamal, the squad is so stretched, but to keep continuing to churn out these results.
Yeah, that's what it's about. We've got great depth in the squad, competition in all areas, and that's what it's about. A lot more games this year, and when players are asked to play, they do really well, so we're in a good place.
And we saw that against Manchester United in midweek as well, and you go again in the Champions League next week.
But that all comes down to the gaffer and how he drills us in training every day, because it doesn't really matter who plays. We all know the jobs that we have to do, and that creates a real togetherness, and we showed it again here tonight in a big fixture.
And just on that, Jamal, you've been here a long time. In his programme notes before this match, Eddie was talking about the mindset of you.
Yeah, whatever test I face, I just try to do as well as I can, give 110%, and that's all you can do. And I've had my opportunity to play, and I just give my all for the badge like I always have done. So.
And the unbeaten run, it continues.
Yeah, now we just need to get ready. We've got a quick turnaround, got to travel, so freshen up and go again.
Quick turnaround, but just in time. Anthony, your player of the match tonight. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you, John.
Delighted to get it, didn't he, Anthony Gordon? But there are a few contenders in Newcastle shirts. I say, is he not least Jamal Lascelles? How much credit does he deserve for the way he is seamlessly stepped into Sven Botman's shoes?
Yeah, and it's big shoes to fill. The Newcastle defence last season was resolute, and he's a club captain for a reason, and he's shown real resilience, leadership, and I think was probably one of his better performances we've seen this evening. I thought he was outstanding, and he spoke really well then as well.
6 clearances more than any other player on the pitch for Jamal Lascelles tonight, particularly busy in those last few moments. I feel like we need to get to the analysis because it could be quite long. It took VAR 4 minutes and 6 seconds, in fact, to check this Anthony Gordon goal. Let's see if we can do it in less time than that. I'm not sure if we'll manage that. There are big talking points all the way through it. First of all, does the ball go out? Then, was there a foul on the back post? Then, was Anthony Gordon offside? Jamie, do you want a first touch?
I think the big one is about the ball going out. I don't think it's a foul. I mean, the offside's very, very difficult to see. But this is the big one. But the problem is the camera angle. So there's lots of stills. You can look at that. You can look on social media and everyone saying the ball's out. But the camera angle we have here is not conclusive. So I'm glad in some ways that it's still being given and they're allowed to play on. I thought straight away about the offside. That was my first thought. Mainly because obviously there was only one player between the 2 Newcastle players.
Gary was sure that wasn't a foul on commentary.
I don't think it was a foul, no. And no, I mean, it's when you look at the offside, if they can't
this is
what the
VAR was saying, Jamie. If I just take over for a second, VAR was saying there was not conclusive evidence of any of these 3 incidents being in Arsenal's favour. So they couldn't determine the fact that ball was out of play. And we know the arc of the ball means that it could be out if we had a better camera angle. Was that a foul? VAR again said they were happy it wasn't. They didn't have any further evidence to say that it was a foul, nor indeed that there was anything conclusive on whether Anthony Gordon was in an offside position, because they couldn't really clearly determine from the camera angles available the point of contact on Joe Linton, which would determine whether Anthony Gordon was ahead of play or behind it.
Listen, there were people looking and criticising VAR. Like they had 3 looks at 3 different things. So how can you still get to giving a goal? What I would say is, since VAR came in, people have been very... It's trying to find a way or look for things to disallow a goal. Now, if you're then complaining about this situation, you can't have the argument both ways. Because you could argue completely the other way that they found a way to give the goal. There's not enough evidence to turn it around. I commentated on a game last week and there was talk of a handball. Now, it looked handball, but every time you look back at the evidence and the replays, there was nothing conclusive to disallow the goal. And I actually like that. If they're looking, as they do on every goal, and they look and they can't find the evidence, or whether it's the camera angle, or there's not enough evidence there to disallow a goal, that, for me, should be given a goal. So I've got no problem. I can understand Arsenal fans will be frustrated, but in terms of looking at VAR, you can't have the argument both ways that they're looking to take goals away from us when it looks like they've maybe almost been looking to find a way to give the goal because they can't find anything that says it shouldn't be given.
We might have another way of looking at whether the ball was out. Izzy, before that, let's have we've got another couple of angles at the challenge with Joe Linton and whether we can determine from the angles we've got here.
Well, we all know Joe Linton is a very physical player. And I actually think that
Can you tell where the ball leaves him?
Well, the ball leaves him as a result. Gabriel, what he's done is he's got himself in a position where he thinks he's done enough to stop Joe Linton. Yes, he's got his arms up. The question for me is there enough contact, physical contact, to force Gabriel onto the floor?
But with the offside as well. I'm trying to work out when the ball leaves him, so whether he's actually offside or not. Well,
the ball's left Joe Linton as a result of Gabriel hitting the deck. But for me, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. For me, the naked eye, it looked to me like the ball was out. But of course, that's been checked and it's been deemed that the ball remained in. But for me, there's not enough physical contact from Joe Linton. Two things I want to do, Jamie, with the touchscreen and the angles that we've got in here. Have another look at whether, from that angle of the goal line, whether we can see if we've got any more evidence where the ball was out. And also I want to talk about it from a football perspective, because we haven't actually done that yet, the only goal in the game.
But what's interesting, I said about the game almost being, in some ways, a throwback. There wasn't a lot of great football in the game, and you think of where the goal comes from. It's just a long ball, it just becomes a second ball. Really, you talk about normally trying to play through the lines. It's a long ball, it's a fight. They find themselves a little bit all over the place, but it's brilliant from Joe Linton, brilliant run. And then they keep it alive. And then the ball goes wide. And then... I mean, they're trying to do as much as we possibly can. It might be better on another angle.
Yeah, I think it might be.
It's a bit probably far away, that one, from Newcastle's point of view. But he does really well. Let's not forget, it's all about the ball going out. I think it's Willock on that far side. Does absolutely brilliant to keep it alive. But this is the angle I just wanted to look at. We can get maybe a bit more in this. And this is when I'm talking about Arsenal. I think I'm watching a different Arsenal this season. They're getting similar results, but they look a lot stronger defensively. I think they defended brilliantly for a lot of this game, but they let themselves down here. And I'm just going to... Three of the defenders... So it's just a long ball. So straight away, Ben White on that far side. Joe Linton's then come away from being a midfield player. Now he's part of the front three. He's a yard away from being in the right position. He should be a little bit more inside, Ben White, but also he's not powerful enough. He's not strong enough. As this ball comes... As this ball comes to challenge now, Ben White should be getting that right arm across, getting Joe Linton out the way, and then coming across and making a challenge. And then Gabriel here, he's got to go with his right foot first of all. It's there to be cleared. He then, because he wants it on his left foot, he has to take another step. He still should clear it. Completely misses the ball. And here, Tomiyasu again has allowed an attacking player to get the wrong side of him. So 3 out the back 4 have made a mistake. And then they're all over the place. And this is the angle where we're trying to see as much as we possibly can about this ball going out. I mean, it looks out. You can't say it doesn't.
Yeah.
I think it's just back.
One more. One more for luck.
There we go.
Is it one more? No, or one more? No, one more forward.
That's it.
Now, that looks out.
Blow it up.
I mean, that's...
Perspective of the camera, can we talk about that?
I mean, the camera angle, of course, you know, when you look at sort of... We have that on goal line technology, don't we? You always have the right camera angle. Obviously, we haven't got it here. Now, would that have looked...
I mean, the thing is, we don't... As much as Arsenal fans will be screaming, really, Izzy, we don't really know where that arc of the ball goes and whether all of the ball is over all of the line.
We don't, but what you get told as a kid playing football, right, is play till the whistle. Basics, right? And me and Jamie have just identified all the players that are inside the box, have a look over to the linesman to say it's out. And in that split second, everybody switches off.
You're right, everyone just has that quick look. You look at all the Arsenal players there. I mean, Tommy Ashley's trying to look. And listen, that's understandable. I know what you're saying is you've got to keep going, you've got to keep playing. It's your natural linesman is. But it's not just them. I think even the Newcastle players weren't sure. That's the first thing you look for. Is this ball gone out?
The other thing in this now, all the players have put their hands up. They're appealing for it. If we just pause it here, the interesting thing for me is Jorginho, look where he's pointing. He's telling Ben White to get out to the ball, and he wants him to do it quickly because he needs to stop the cross, OK? And Ray is also doing the same. And this is why, leading back into you, Jamie, Ray is positioning. When the ball comes in, look what happens.
Yeah, I think you're right. And the reason I say that, let's not get lost in all the VAR stuff about the Arsenal goalkeeper, again, making another mistake. And this is a massive problem now for Mikel Arteta. This is a huge problem again. Again, he's made the same mistake in a huge game like he made a couple of weeks ago at Chelsea, and he got away with it. He hasn't got away with it here. You just see, so if you just take it back, there's a lot of things to go through. But when you look at where the goalkeeper is initially, so when the shot comes in, just look at his positioning. OK, fine, he's getting ready for the shot. He's outside his near post on that side. The ball flies across the other side, and just keep an eye on the goalkeeper. He's telling his players to get out. He's wanting it out of play. But just watch him now. He just keeps edging and edging forward. And when that ball leaves his foot, again, the goalkeeper, is outside his near post. Now, this is a recurring theme with this goalkeeper a lot. And then he finds himself where he's out of position, he can't then reach. And I think it has a knock-on effect when you're talking about the foul.
Yeah.
Because I think Gabriel is actually stooping because he thinks the ball's going to just evade the goalkeeper, and he might have to. There. And again, the talk will be about VAR. We've gone through it. Everyone will be talking about it.
The run across Raya as well from Anthony Gordon on this second phase, if you just watch Anthony Gordon as well.
Well, there's a lot to look at.
There is everything to look at. But Anthony Gordon's run just gives it that little bit of distraction. And that is exactly what Jamie said. The foul or the non-foul on Gabriel is coming from a result of him thinking that his goalkeeper's going to get a hand to it. He's just marshalling, he's just protecting the space. And then it's ended up at Gordon's feet, and he's smashed it home, and fully deserved.
0-0 at St James's Park between Newcastle and Arsenal, but a very absorbing and intense first 45 minutes that has thrown up some big talking points. Let's get into them. First of all, Kai Havertz with a yellow card for this challenge. Is that the right colour, Shay?
Well, when you see it live, Steve, for me, it's very close to a red, if I'm being honest. And the player's reaction normally is a good sign on the pitch, because I was surprised at the reaction. He's gone off the ground. His body's out of control. So then the question is, you know, if he hits Longstaff standing foot, it could be a leg breaker. And you mentioned maybe off air the replay maybe does him a bit of a favour, because I think he gets his trailing leg, perhaps, you know. But
you see this.
See there, it's just. I don't know. He's given him a decision right in it.
You know, the thing with it, I think he's very fortunate simply because he looks like he's out of control of his body there. Yes, his training legs caught him, and it does look bad in real time. But when you look at it back there, the trailing leg catches him, and that's probably what saved him. It's that he's missed him with the first first foot, and then the trailing legs caught him. It just see when you look at it like that, Steve, it looks terrible.
Would you have any issue with Stuart Atwell being sent over to the monitor for that?
No, not especially when you see it in real time, because in real time it looks terrible.
Whereas Andy Madley, the VAR, is happy with the yellow card.
But again, I think the player's reaction, Steve, is because they think he's going to endanger Longstaff on the pitch. I think that when you fly in like that off the ground, that's why the players react. It's human nature to protect your own teammates.
You know, the thing is, you see, the thing with that kind of foul, guys, is that, you know, he's out of control of his body. I think he's very lucky, because if we're going to talk about an aggressive challenge, that's quite an aggressive challenge. Yes, we're not saying that he's trying to block the ball, but he's off the ground. His back legs caught him, and that's why he's probably got the yellow. But that's an aggressive challenge, whereas you're endangering the opponent there. I think he's got away with one there.
OK, so he's on a yellow card. He then tries to prevent Newcastle taking a quick free kick. What was your reading in this situation?
Well, the only thing that saves him, if you look at the bottom of the picture, Dan Burn gets a second ball thrown. Now, if Stuart Atwell has seen that and said, oh, there's 2 balls on the pitch, doesn't matter what happens after that. But I think Kai Havertz is walking a real tightrope here, Steve. He runs across the ball. He's 3 yards away to stop a quick free kick from Bruno Guimaraes. And for me, another referee might have gone, no, that's a second yellow card. He stopped a quick free kick.
Yeah, you know, he's got to be careful, especially in that incident there. You know, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking I'd probably do the same thing. I like to think I wouldn't do it if I was on a yellow card.
No.
But at the same time, I just think he needs to be careful because the crowd are up now. He's probably going to get a lot of intense, like, focus on him now. So he's got to be careful now.
Bruno Guimaraes hasn't had a yellow card. There was an instant where you felt he might well have got one.
Absolutely should have got one. Absolutely should have got one for his challenge on Jorginho. When you look at this, there's no reason for him to be challenging Jorginho like this. Look how far away he is. The ball's gone. His arm doesn't need to be up. And then, bam. Now, I can't understand how that is not a yellow card and why aren't they looking at that? Because that's just he's trying to hurt him now.
Yeah, I think it's a yellow card, but then VAR don't get involved with yellow cards, do they? That's my understanding.
No.
Your question, is it a red card? I don't think it's a red, no.
Well, I probably, you know something, that could easily be given.
As a red card?
For me, yeah. What's he doing? There's no reason for his arm to be there. What's he doing? His intention is to hurt him. When you look at it, Steve, it's just like, it's not like a challenge and your arm's flailed. Look, now, ball's gone. He's got no reason to do that. None. Look, why does his arm need to be there? He's lucky it's just like, it's not caught in temple or something. It's a bad challenge.
The best chance of the half. Newcastle, should they be in front?
Well, Anthony Gordon, I think, should probably score. I think he goes with his wrong foot, Steve. A lot of the good stuff from Newcastle in the first half's come down this right side, and probably no surprise with Trippier playing it right back with the assists he's had this season. But it's just the Sells with a flick on at the near post, and we mentioned off air, I don't know why he doesn't go with his left foot. It doesn't have to be a perfect connection. When you're that close to the goal, just place it backward. Anywhere on target with his left foot, Steve, I think.
You know the one with that one as well, Shea, though? I tell you what's happened with that, Shea. He's got the flick and it's coming quickly, and he's seen it very late.
Maybe, yeah.
I still feel that in that instance, as a striker, you haven't got the time to take a touch there, so you've got to try and finish that first time, but you've always got to expect it to come to you. So he should have been on his toes to maybe put that on target with his left foot.
World, we're at St James's Park, here in Newcastle upon Tyne. My name's Derek Ray, and joining me for commentary on this game is the former Arsenal and England fullback Lee Dixon. And looking forward to bringing you action from the Premier League coming right up. It's Newcastle United up against Arsenal.
Thanks, Derek. Well, both managers will be reminding their players how important it is to get off to a quick start here, attack the game from the off,
Wonderful chance! And finishing there with more of a whimper than a bang.
Derek, that reminded me of you, finishing like that. It's just terrible.
I wouldn't have done that well. What can he do from here? Cross could be useful. Oh, a save right out of the top drawer. Super stunt. A real opening now. Was it the denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity? If so, he's off. Well, you cannot put in an illegal challenge under those circumstances. Red card it is.
Well, he didn't even look for it, did he? He didn't wait for the referee. He knew it was coming. Off he goes.
Xhaka! Well, that was close to free kick perfection, Lee.
Yeah, just didn't quite get enough dip on it, did he? Over the wall, but just over the bar as well.
Now the attack promising as it was, scuppered there. Martin Ødegaard. And now they have the ball back. Joelinton. Ball with Maximin. Almiron. Oh, it's a save and a half from Bernd Leno. Well, it was never going to worry the keeper.
Well, no wonder he's looking a little bit sheepishly at his teammates. Head in a hand sort of moment.
Kieran Tierney. Granit Xhaka. Arsenal move it forward with purpose and control. And in with a real chance. Oh, a vital interception. Almiron.